Welcome back, and let's continue to this now. Investment and insurance company PSG Financial Services, formerly known as PSG Konsult, reported an 11% increase in recurring headline earnings per share. From a cost perspective, the group's insurance divisions was adversely impacted by several catastrophic events during the year, including 2 severe flooding events in the Western Cape and a hailstorm in Gauteng. SABC Markets presenter Nastassia Arendse spoke to Francois Gouws, the CEO of PSG Financial Services.
It was an extremely difficult period, not just economically, but also from a weather-related point of view. So in these difficult circumstances, investors, clients typically need advice. And, we've got a wide advice network with a great track record, and that's helped us to gain almost 23 billion in net new assets during the year. And it also helped us to increase our premiums significantly.
Let's talk about those weather-related aspects. As an insurer, or rather dealing with the insurance side of the business, how difficult is it for you in this environment, especially when we're dealing with catastrophic events? Are you finding that your reinsurance costs are going higher?
Yeah, so last year we only had one, or the previous year we only had one catastrophic event. This year we had 3. One in June was the Cape storms, then again in November, Cape storms. September we had hail in Johannesburg, and so that's just 3 major catastrophic events, but we've had multiple other events during the course of the year. So there's very little doubt in our mind that there's, the impact of climate change, has affected our business. But as you say, this is not restricted only to South Africa. There's been numerous other weather-related claims in the US and other places. And as a consequence of that, reinsurance rates have really risen quite substantially. And South African insurers, in order to lay off their risk, can't just rely on their own balance sheets, but rely on international reinsurers. And so those costs, either our own price increases or price increases forced by the reinsurers internationally, has definitely impacted customers in South Africa.
When it comes to your corporate activity, are you still of the view that you prefer organic growth versus acquisitive growth?
We always try and keep an open mind. We have many opportunities for people to come to us. We've got a strong balance sheet. We've got a lot of liquidity, so people constantly approach us. But the heart of our business is really based on the fact that we focus on organic growth. We've currently still got relatively low market shares in all 3 of our businesses: the wealth business, asset management, and insurance business, with a very long runway of growth. So we've invested very heavily in people and technology to sustain that growth, and that's been our focus. But if there's opportunities to do acquisitions and so on, we will look at that.
So bring us in here. I mean, if we were sitting around the table with you and the board, and you were looking at something worth acquiring, what would tick the box for you?
We have standard criteria that we look at for all acquisitions. It needs to be strategic in nature. There needs to be a culture fit. We need to have clearly identified synergies. We need to immediately be able to integrate those businesses. We need to buy whatever we buy at an acceptable price. It has to pass a due diligence test. So we've got six very basic criteria that we use to judge any acquisition, and if it meets those standards, then we'll acquire it. But as you can hear from the points that I've mentioned, it's quite a high bar, and that's really why we don't find many acquisitions that's interesting to us.
In an environment like this, what's your preferred use of excess cash?
I think the economic growth rate, particularly, we're a South African company. The majority of our earnings, in fact, all of our earnings is derived primarily from South African clients. So we're very dependent on economic growth. Economic growth, as you know, has been extremely poor. and that's really what you need to grow your business. So that's the thing that I think that's held us back, and we hope that post the elections, there'll be a resumption of focus on economic growth. Also, of course, if you think about the two key problems that South Africa face, unemployment and poverty, our own view is you need to deal with the root cause, and that root cause is economic growth, and that's what we're looking for to invest.
In an environment that some probably expected to be a little bit more challenging, we still don't know where interest rates are going to be sitting. We're watching where the world is going. We're dealing with geopolitical aspects and various other factors that are coming into play. What are some of the priority areas for you and the rest of the team as you look forward to the rest of the year?
The key challenge is to balance our growth with consistent investment. I mean, if you focus on organic growth, it's critical that you constantly invest, and there's a variety of new technologies. The cloud is a new technology. There's various new security measures that can be employed to make sure that client assets are safe. Things like multi-factor authentication, particularly in an era where cybersecurity is becoming a major issue. So there's a variety of new developments in terms of technology. So it's not just maintaining your current systems and infrastructure or dealing with historical legacy items, but it's also embracing some of the newer technologies that help clients to enjoy a smoother client journey, and at the same time have security in terms of their own financial affairs.